You live where there's no chance of ever experiencing anything called life. You don't go to the beach and go swimming. You have this problem. You have that problem. You don't go out on boats. You don't travel. And if you do travel, you would only travel to another beach that looks like your beach. Well, that's part of life. You have no life. And every day you come on here and somehow it makes you feel good to talk about the man who you incarcerated. That is your big claim to fame in the last 45 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is your only claim to fame. I don't understand why you don't understand why everybody on YouTube is your enemy.
I got a lame fucking audience. They're all fucking trolls.
You have nothing ever since you were born.
Yeah. So I used to steal my mother's cigarettes, actually.
You, sir, have 10,000 comments on YouTube against you.
Oh, maybe it's the camera lens. I don't know.
You can never see why people don't like you. And that's the part where you're over here, you're not nuts, and over here you might be nuts. Okay? NPD type 3, personality disorder, borderline psychopath. You should look that up and see if it quantifies with your personal psychology.
You're gonna feel lightheaded, like your head is above your shoulders. You could have some weird-ass brain zaps and all kinds of shit going on. And the same thing happens when you're tapering off. Now, I really never continued with the 20, and I used 10. And then recently I decided I was gonna wean off it.
The Druggists of America present...
And I'm down to 5 or less. It looks like a little crumb. But today I started feeling the effects. Like I'm high on weed or something, or my head is separated from my shoulders. Face feels a little flush. That's what happens.
Everybody knows what the question is. We don't have to discuss the question. You know what the question is. You've avoided the question, and you're going to continue to avoid the question.
Is that a pancake or is that a pancake?
You are a psychological mess, in my opinion. You are the one that came home from work and your wife was in bed with Sidney Portnier's cousin.
You're a failure, Frank, and you'll always be a failure, bro.
You have never, ever, ever shown anybody any physical activity ever. And there's a lot of reasons for that, isn't there? Yeah, there is. One of them is that for years you said you couldn't do that type of activity. So what makes you believe that you can do all this physical stuff to other people? You're going to beat up Roberto, but you can't show anybody that you swept the floor. Every person that you've ever met, every man, woman, and child that you've ever met hates you. Nobody talks to you ever. Nobody ever says hello to you when you walk into a local store. Nobody ever converses with you. They just kind of ignore you. You've done nothing real. Nothing. Get it through your head. You're never going to be a real man. You never were a real man, and you're never going to have the opportunity to be a real man. Apparently that phrase bothers you, so we'll mention it again. You were never a real man. You're not a real man, and you're never going to happen. It's
Duh, you know.
do you do with your life? Nothing. You can't do anything by yourself because you're a paranoid man.